Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 10-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. Before we get into it, I just want to take a moment to thank every single one of you that have subscribed to the channel. We reached 300 subscribers yesterday, which is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you that have supported me along the way. Now on the road to 400. Before we continue, if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel down below, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos or content that I upload. That would be greatly appreciated. And I have released an NBA DFS package over here on Patreon. We can get access to my premium NBA projections, my NBA data sheet, my player stats, team stats, play context stats, core plays, injury impact insights, NBA Discord chat access. Got 8 members right now. Appreciate every single one of you guys that have joined over there. Bruce, Cameron, Cole, Cam, Martin, Michael, Scott, and Steve. So far, appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're interested in some further content from me, I've been playing NBA DFS. I've been playing daily fantasy sports since 2016. I've been a member of these other sites where you're getting charged $40 a month, $50 a month, $30 a month, whatever the case is, for these tools. And I've put together a package that, provides you with pretty much all that and more. I'm working on improving it every single day. And I've tried to make it affordable and valuable to help you create some good lineups. So I've gotten some good feedback from those guys. I appreciate everyone that's a Patreon right now. If interested in some further content, that's linked below down in the description. And let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. So the very first game, Phoenix at Detroit at 7 o'clock. At the top here, we have Devin Booker priced at 8-2. Right now, this game, as far as the lines are concerned, comes in with a 217 over-under. 6.5 point spread in favor of the Phoenix Suns. And, a 217 over-under is not exactly going to blow your socks off as far as the pace in this one. So as we go along in slate, it is a 10-game slate. There might be some games we can kind of make it quicker on. Devin Booker at the top at 8-2 continues to be priced pretty appropriately, especially for his production. His production has been very underwhelming to start the season. In a 217 over-under in a slow pace, I don't think I'm trying to go there. I'd try to go to a guy maybe more underpriced in a Chris Paul. I've been consistently saying this throughout the season, but it's just true right now. They both have pretty equal production, and they're $1,000 different in price tag about every slate. So, Chris Paul would be my preferred option on the Phoenix side. As far as on the Detroit side, if Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose are back, they're obviously the top 2 options. Derrick Rose is currently questionable. Josh Jackson's currently questionable. Derrick Rose practiced Thursday and is expected to be back. So at 5'8", I do think that he's a viable option. The Phoenix defense has been pretty good this year. Chris Paul, traditionally a pretty good defender, but Derrick Rose, kind of in that 6-man role, might not even be facing some Chris Paul defense, so I like him. Josh Jackson's questionable as well. That's going to affect some of the rotations if he's out, but he's also expected to play, so he's another spot I'd be looking to. He's priced pretty appropriately at this point, but with room for upside because he's been a very good fantasy point per minute producer this season. Has really broken out on his new Detroit team. He was scoring 40, 32 DraftKings points pretty consistently there for a stretch, and I definitely would have some interest in him on the Detroit side. And then Jay Crowder on the Phoenix side would be the last guy I mentioned in this one at 4.9, mid-price forward. You could have some interest in him. He's playing around 35 minutes a game, 30 DraftKings points last time at a 4.9 price tag. If he's able to get you, like 35 DraftKings points, you're going to be really happy with that. So that's where I'd be looking to in that one. Washington taking on Boston, 10-4 at the top. Russell Westbrook, he's expected to be out in this one, I believe, with a hurt thumb. So it's unclear, but it kind of seems like he's going to take a seat, dislocated finger, and if he does, Bradley Beal is going to become one of the top options on the slate. We saw what this guy did last time out, and he's going to get all the usage in the world, 79.75 DraftKings points the last time out, scoring 60 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and if there's no Russell Westbrook, this guy shot 35 times with Russell Westbrook in the game, so yeah, you could be expecting some similar shot volume from him if there's no Russ in this one. Now, of course, it's not the best matchup in the Boston Celtics when you have to go against defense like Jalen Brown, like Marcus Smart. So a little bit of a disclaimer there, but as far as from a strictly usage aspect, I would expect him to be getting a ton of usage in this one for sure. This game right now, the Boston Celtics come in as 5.5 point favorites. There's no over/under out, but if the line continues to be that way with no Russell Westbrook at still 5.5, I'm definitely going to like Beal because regardless of how difficult the matchup is, the game is expected to stay close. So if the game is expected to stay close from Vegas' expect. I'm not going to predict it to be a blowout. I lean on the Vegas spreads. They're good at what they do. So that's what I'd be doing there. Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown are the number one options on the other side for sure. This Washington defense has been very dreadful, very bad. So I'd have a ton of interest in Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown if this spread continues to stay close. Jalen Brown is priced up to 8.7 now, 54. It seems as if it's going to be difficult for both of these guys to get their game in and game out. You're going to have to kind of pick one. But in a Washington matchup where it's just so easy, I definitely could see them getting there. But then you have Marcus Smart down here at 6'3" on the cheaper end, who has similar upside if he gets hot. Marcus Smart, a guy that can go 6 for 6 from behind the arc and light it up on DraftKings, or he can go 0 for 6 and you're not looking too hot. But that's just kind of the game that he plays. So that's where I'd be looking to in this one. We do have a Tristan Thompson questionable tag. If he's out, that's going to give a bump to a guy like a Daniel Tice, a guy like a Robert Williams, who's also questionable. If both of them are out, Daniel Tice is going to be looking real, real good. So let's keep an eye on that injury news. And Thomas Bryant at 7K has been looking very good. 34, 35 minutes a game. You could be looking there. The only problem with him is he's priced up to 7K now, where we were targeting him in the low 6K range. So also going to have to keep an eye on the Tristan Thompson news. If Tristan Thompson is out, I like Thomas Bryant a lot more because Tristan Thompson's a very good defender. New Orleans at Charlotte at 7:30. Right now at the top, Brandon Ingram is priced up the most in this game at 8.5, and this game comes in with a 217 over/under with a 6.5 point spread in favor of the New Orleans Pelicans, which is pretty respectable for the Charlotte team, who has been kind of getting blown out a lot, to be honest with you. And favorite narrative of the night, we got Lonzo Ball taking on LaMelo Ball, the brothers going against each other in the NBA for the first time. So excited to see that one. Priced right near each other, LaMelo Ball at 6'5" and Lonzo Ball at 6'4". LaMelo has been getting 25 to 30 minutes a game coming off the bench. He's been really producing at a really great rate, but he's priced up to 6'5" now. And he gets a tough matchup taking on his brother in Lonzo Ball, which I'm assuming Lonzo is going to take on the duties of guarding him. And I think Lonzo could honestly put the clamps on him. Lonzo, a very good on-ball defender. While LaMelo has shown some talent, I tend to think that no one knows his game better than Lonzo, and Lonzo, a very good on-ball defender as is. I mean, there's some extra motivation from LaMelo to go out there and show him as well, I'm sure, but honestly, if you want my approach on DraftKings, I'm probably going to be fading LaMelo with his increased price tag and the tough matchup at 6'5". I think there's some other options we could go to in similar ranges as we go along the slate here. I think LaMelo Ball could see some inflated ownership because of exactly what I'm doing right now, talking about the brothers going off and all the fun that involves and people talking about it. So probably not going to look to go there. I would go to a Brandon Ingram to a Zion Williamson at these guys at 8.5. Brandon Ingram consistently putting up 45 to 50 DraftKings points with room for upside. I'd expect him to get more towards 60 in this one, honestly. We've taken on this Charlotte team, so I like him. And then Gordon Hayward I like a lot as well. He'd be the guy I'm looking to instead of LaMelo. 61 DraftKings points last time out, taking on Atlanta. New Orleans, not exactly the best matchup, but this guy's been the number one guy in the offense and has looked really good, so I like Gordon Hayward. And then Zion Williamson. They're the guys I'm looking to in this game, the top dogs here. Zion against Charlotte front court, I don't think they're going to slow him down. I really like Zion Williamson at 7.9. And then, the rest of the way, these guys are all kind of cutting into each other's usage. The next guy you could look to would be a PJ Washington at 5.7. We saw him put up 36.5 DraftKings points last time out, but he did get a bump up to 5.7 as compared to 5K, which makes me not like him quite as much. And then we have to keep an eye on the JJ Redick news. If JJ Redick is out, that's going to give more usage to a guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who last time out saw 27 minutes and put up 24 DraftKings points. And he's a very good fantasy point producer traditionally. So if JJ Redick's out, I really like him as a value play. So keep an eye on that one. OKC taking on New York. Julius Randle priced up to 9.8 now. And for good reason, this guy's been performing very, very well. A 208.5 over-under in this one with a 3-point spread. And last time out, I said not to play Julius Randle because he was priced up taking on the tough Utah defense and Rudio Bear. And he went out and proceeded to put up 59 DraftKings points still at a 9.5 price tag. This game, once again, going to be slow-paced as a lot of the games have been with this New York Knicks team. But Julius Randle's just been an absolute beast. I mean, he's priced up So really what I would say is it's going to come down to other forwards and centers and lineup building on the slate as we continue along and as value opens up throughout the day. It depends. If there's value at the small forward, shooting guard, point guard position, it's going to be fun to pay up for Julius Randle and you're going to feel real good about it. If there's more so value at the forwards and center spot, maybe not paying up for Julius Randle and paying up for some guards on the slate. So that's kind of how I would break it down now. I mean, the guy's proven he's pretty much matchup proof. So Elfrid Payton and RJ Barrett are the other two guys that are getting all the usage. 23 DraftKings points last time out for RJ Barrett, which is a disappointment, but he put up 53 the time before. He's kind of boomer bust, but he's out there for 40 minutes and getting all the usage. Same rule applies for Elfrid Payton. These three guys are the main guys in the offense, so you feel really good locking them in, even in slow-paced games. I mean, they're getting like 40 minutes and all the usage. Elf Payton, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett. You got to like them. And then on the other side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Darius Bazley seem to be the ones that are really pulling away on this team. 50 DraftKings points last time off of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'm not worried about this Knicks defense, so I have some interest in him, and the same rule applies for Darius Bazley, who put up 43 DraftKings points last time. It just keeps going. The problem is his price tag keeps climbing. It's kind of scary. I kind of like targeting him when he was a little cheaper and still putting up those numbers. And then lastly, Reggie Bullock is questionable. Kevin Knox is questionable. Nerlens Noel is questionable. That's going to open up some more usage for the Knicks side and some value plays in a guy like an Austin Rivers, who we saw have a pretty good game last time out. He was only 3-7, now he's up to 4-3, or he was 3-6, now he's up to 4-3, but he put up 35 DraftKings points. And he could definitely do so again, so he would be the value play I'm looking to in this one. Orlando taking on Houston. James Harden at the top at 11K. Since the acquisitions of John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, it's been very difficult to target James Harden at his 11K price tag. He's not exactly as evolved. He's not getting the shots. He's priced up still. He's 11K. He's scoring like 40 DraftKings points a game. So could this be the game he scores 70? Yeah. Do you want to try to target him and capture that game? Have fun? Personally, I'm just going to keep fading him. I think that John Wall really captures a lot of that on-ball action that James Harden was so accustomed to seeing. And I'd rather go to a John Wall priced down at 8K than James Harden priced up at 11K. But even John Wall now is priced up a little more than I liked. I liked him a lot when he was down in the low 7K range, and now he's 8K. I mean, this guy can literally put up 60 DraftKings points for you, so he's still viable. But it's just not quite as easy to go to these guys. We're talking about a lot of other options on the slate that are priced a little bit more appropriately. On the Orlando side, you got to like Nikola Vucevic at 9K, taking on this Houston team that has not been the best defensively. Especially against bigs, they don't scare me. I mean, Christian Wood down low starting, or DeMarcus Cousins taking on Nikola Vucevic. I'm not too worried about their defense. So I definitely have some interest in Nikola Vucevic at the top. And then Christian Wood will have to keep an eye on. Questionable tag, as mentioned. He's questionable, so who knows. If he's out and DeMarcus Cousins starts again at 5-1, you got to have interest in Boogie. He was priced at 4-3 last time. He put up 40 DraftKings points. He's up to 5-1 now, but that's still not enough. In my opinion. I mean, we saw this guy play 23 minutes and put up 40 DraftKings points. So that just goes to tell you how good this guy can be in a short span of time. So if Christian Wood's out, I'd go to him again. If Christian Wood's in, I mean, maybe if we get news that DeMarcus Cousins is starting, but it wouldn't be as appealing for sure. Aaron Gordon and Terrence Ross on the Orlando side are the main two guys you're looking to. High 20 minutes for Aaron Gordon at 6'6". He could definitely get you there against this Houston team. He's a very good fantasy point per minute producer. Terrence Ross as well at 6'1". This guy's been absolutely balling. The only thing is he's priced all the way up to 6'1 now. And the only reason I would go there is if we continue to see Michael Carter-Williams, Evan Fournier out. If Evan Fournier is back, I'm going to have a lot less interest in Terrence Ross. And he's questionable, so tough saying. But Markelle Fultz is out, so I expect Terrence Ross to take a big usage bump. I expect all these guys, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Vucevic, Terrence Ross, even Cole Anthony, the new starting point guard. Of course, we have to mention him. At 32 minutes, he only put up 18 DraftKings points last time out, but if he's going to get to start against this Houston team, he could be a sneaky value play that maybe some people don't quite catch on to quick enough with the no Markelle Fultz. Maybe he gets a lot of attention because of that, but on a 10-gamer slate, maybe he's just more of a sneaky play. Brooklyn taking on Memphis at 8 o'clock in this one. There's no over-under. There's no total right now to be had for this game, so I can't really reflect on that one. But I can tell you that there's going to continue to be no Kevin Durant, no Kyrie Irving for this Brooklyn side. So that means Karis LeVert's going to continue to be a tremendous play at 7-4. At 6'8", last time he put up 50 DraftKings points. At 7'4", that's not going to stop me from going there, especially against a Memphis team that doesn't scare me defensively. He's going to get a ton of usage, so I like him, of course. Jarrett Allen continues to be a very good fantasy point producer. It's just he's up to 6'8" now, as opposed to targeting him in the mid 5K range. So, do you really want to play him at your center position? Not too sure. I do like him at 6'8". It's just a matter of lineup builds and if we really need to go there, and if there's maybe some better value plays or some better spend up options, guys like a Nikola Vucevic that we mentioned earlier in the video. Dylan Brooks and Kyle Anderson, I'm waiting for these guys to have big games. I think they could in this one. The Brooklyn defense doesn't really scare me with all these injuries. Dylan Brooks, 23 DraftKings points last time out. He continues to be priced up more, which is a little weird. I don't know why he's not performing that well, and he continues to be priced up, which is like a little frustrating. But Kyle Anderson at 25 DraftKings points, 6,400 last time out, and now he's 6,500. But on the cheap end for this this Memphis team, I really have to mention DeAnthony Melton, because I think DeAnthony Melton is just way too cheap still. He put up 22 DraftKings points last time out, 21 minutes. I'd expect him to keep being evolved, and at 3,400, he's a good value play, so I had to mention him. And then the Brooklyn guys, Taurean Prince, Jeff Green, Luwawa Cabarro, all these guys are going to continue to be, Bruce Brown are all going to continue to be good value plays with no, and then Joe Harris, of course. Joe Harris had a big game last game out. Joe Harris and Karis LeVert are the main guys, it seems, but Joe Harris also shot 6 for 9 from behind the arc. And last time out, he played around the same. I mean, he played 23 minutes the game before, 30 minutes last time out. He only put up 13 DraftKings points the time before. So maybe going to some more cheaper options on the Brooklyn side for all that value would make some sense. Utah at Milwaukee at 8 o'clock. Giannis Antetokounmpo priced up at 10.9. And we finally have a game where I think we can play some Giannis. I'm excited because I've been telling you guys to fade Giannis every single game out because of the blowout. I don't think this game is going to turn into a blowout. I think we're going to finally see Giannis go off. I don't care that it's a tough Utah team. I literally always say with Giannis, all that matters is that it's not a blowout. We have seen Giannis the last 3 games be in a blowout. 61, 65 DraftKings points. 41 DraftKings points last time out. Not getting the minutes he needs because of their blowouts. Last time it was a close game, it was against Miami. We saw him play 38 minutes and put up 68 DraftKings points. So I am all in on Giannis in this one. I'm really excited to talk about him because we literally haven't been able to play him with these blowouts. I love Giannis in this one. Get him in your lineups. He's a top priority, especially with that Brooklyn value. Giannis, love him. Chris Middleton at 8K. You got to like him at 8K. Yeah, he's priced up a little much for my liking. I'd like to see him more down in the 7K range, but in a close game, this guy can absolutely stroke it from behind the arc. He can easily put up 50 DraftKings points for you, so I like him. I would prefer Drew Holiday simply because of the price tag. As mentioned, Chris Middleton's getting that big bump. Drew Holiday's now still only 6'6", and he can easily put up 50 as well. So I'd rather go to a Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton, based on a standard projection, is going to grade out better for me. It's just a matter of the price tags. Donovan Mitchell at 7'6" and Rudio Bear at 7'5". I definitely like Donovan Mitchell because at 7'6", he's priced in the mid 7K range. Top guy on the offense, and in a close competitive game, I really like him as well. Rudio Bear, I'm a little worried about him getting run off the floor in this one to an extent because he's going to have to chase around a guy like Brook Lopez who's out in the perimeter a lot. And I don't really think I'd be going to him. I could see the Utah team having to go a little bit smaller and maybe playing some more Derek Favors or something like that. If Favors is healthy in this one. Or, I don't know, going to a more agile wing like a Royce O'Neal, something like that. Not that Rudy Gobert's not going to play his typical. I just think he's going to get run off the floor enough to where he might not be worth this price tag. Is what I'm getting at. With the game script and that thing, I like to target Rudy Gobert when he's taking on low post centers, and Brook Lopez definitely isn't that. And then with that being said, Brook Lopez taking on the Rudy Gobert defense, a guy that I typically say don't target because he's a good defender. I don't think Rudy Gobert can stroll out there on the 3-point arc and play that same effective defense he's used to playing. So I like Brook Lopez a lot at 4-6 because I think he can get some threes and some open looks in this one. And then Mike Conley, my last option in this one at 6'4". He's been getting a lot of usage as well, getting around 30 minutes a game. Finally seeing his price tag dip after he was starting to get up more towards 7K because he put up 51 DraftKings points in 2 out of 3 games for a little stretch there. Now he's getting his price back down. I would be looking to jump on his price tag while you can. And yeah, those are my main options in that one. The Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, sorry, at the top, questionable tag in this one. Tweaked his ankle in Wednesday's loss and was downgraded to questionable. Gonna have to keep an eye on that one. Honestly, that impacts a lot. That impacts probably whether this game stays close. That impacts who I'm looking to on the Golden State side. If Steph Curry's in, he's the number one option. He's probably the only one I'd be looking to play on the Golden State side, to be honest. If he's out, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, Draymond Green, James Wiseman, these guys all become much more viable plays. And I would tend to have less interest in a Kawhi Leonard and Paul George just because of the blowout. If I'm picking one of these guys when it comes to a blowout, it's definitely Paul George. I think that his game is more appealing to the blowout, more three-pointers, more, I don't know. Kawhi Leonard never seems to get there unless he's in competitive games, so I would definitely be going to a Paul George still at 9-1. I think he could still get there. He'd be my top option for sure. And on the Golden State side, Kelly Oubre, all those guys, as I mentioned, would be viable. But if not, I'm really just looking to play Steph Curry. I'm just looking to play Paul George mostly. Not really much more to break down in that one. Chicago taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James and Anthony Davis at the top, 10-3. These guys are probably going to be questionable because they're questionable every game, and then they play every game. It's a little frustrating, especially when, like last night, you're on a slate where the last game's at 10 o'clock, and if they don't play and you've built your entire lineup around them, well, you just paid up for two guys that aren't playing, so that makes it a little difficult, but no questionable tag next to them right now. I would assume they're good to go. This game doesn't have an over-under or a spread. I would also assume that the Lakers are going to be very heavy favorites in this one, so maybe this is a game they finally rest him. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on it, but if they don't rest him, LeBron James at the top of 10-3 makes some sense. He would be my preferred option over Anthony Davis, probably at 10-1. Just because of his involvement with the assists and stuff. I don't really think they're going to need these guys. Honestly, I'm not really looking to go here. I already mentioned how much I like Giannis earlier in the video. I'd probably want to go to someone like him. And I think that LeBron James and Anthony Davis will probably just be on cruise control. And some other guys could get more involved. Guys like a Kentavious Caldwell-Pope if he's back. Guys like a Horton Tucker. That kind of thing. Montrezl Harrell, Dennis Schroeder at 6'2" would be interesting options for me in this one, priced in the mid-6K range, but they really haven't been much producers, just kind of playing alongside LeBron and Anthony Davis. So honestly, I'm not really all that interested in anything in this game besides Zach LaVine and Kobe White. These two guys are the main guys in their offense, and then Wendell Carter Jr. with Lauri Markkanen. Zach LaVine, I think, continues to be underpriced at 8.6. Kobe White, same thing at 7.3. He put up 52 DraftKings points last time out. I like those guys, and then I do like a Wendell Carter Jr. at 5'8". Kind of a tough matchup for him, but with no Lauri Markkanen, they're going to need him out there to be their big man, like taking on the likes of Marcus Gasol and Anthony Davis. And then I do think that this is a game where we could possibly see some other bigs, in this rotation. Maybe a guy like a Christian Felicio, but that's getting really cute. I don't know. Probably wouldn't want to go there, but it's just the big Los Angeles Lakers front court. I mean, Thad Young would be the guy I'm looking to at 4-5. Good defender. He'll probably get some solid minutes. He would be the one I'm looking to outside of Lauri Markkanen. Toronto at Sacramento, last game on the slate. De'Aaron Fox at the top is questionable in this one. Questionable for Friday's game. Just decided to be closer to tip-off. Not really much in news there. Then Rashawn Holmes is questionable as well. He didn't participate in Thursday's practice, which makes me I hope this is finally the game we get to play Hassan Whiteside at 3-2. I've been waiting for this. This guy is a very good fantasy point per minute producer. He's just not getting any playing time. 12 minutes, 3 minutes, 13 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 18 minutes. And we're talking towards the beginning of the season. If Rashawn Holmes is out, I don't see how they're going to have any choice but to play Hassan Whiteside. They're going to have to guard guys like a Pascal Siakam, like an Aaron Baines, like a Chris Boucher. I mean, they got bigs down there. They could throw some. I would look for also Bielitsa to play some center minutes in this one, so I want to like him a little bit more. At only 3.6, I would like Bielitsa a lot. And that's where I'd be looking to, but I'm really hoping that Rashawn Holmes is out. It seems like he's going to be, and I think we can finally play some Hassan Whiteside. Not to mention Marvin Bagley, I think we'll get a big bump. We saw him put up 46 DraftKings points last time out with 29 minutes, so I like him. And if De'Aaron Fox is out, of course, Buddy Hield's going to get all the usage in the world, so I would like him as well. Not the best matchup taking on this Toronto team, but if those guys are out, it's kind of going to force feed some usage their way. And then as far as, the spread and everything is concerned in this game, right now it is a 5-point spread in favor of the Toronto Raptors. So if it continues to be a 5-point spread, I would like running it back with some Fred VanVleet, some Kyle Lowry, some Pascal Siakam. These three guys get a ton of minutes. And it would make sense playing these guys at only, mid 7K price tags, high 7K price tags, taking on the Sacramento team. So I would like those guys as well. So that's my overall breakdown. Before I let you guys go, I've got to give you my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight. No surprise in this one. He's on the thumbnail. First time I've doubled up on the thumbnail boy and the lock of the night. But Giannis Antetokounmpo in this one, I absolutely love. As mentioned earlier in the video, it's really just a matter of this guy's involved in blowouts. And with a 6-point spread, taking on the Utah Jazz team, a team that I think can finally keep it close, I expect Giannis to absolutely go off in this one. We could be looking at 80 DraftKings points, and I'm not exaggerating. I think when a player's, not allowed to go out there and play his full run, when he finally gets an opportunity to, we're going to see some extra motivation out of Giannis. Finally a close game. Going to go out there and show what he's capable of. And yeah, I have Giannis very, very high on my list. I'm going to be prioritizing getting him in every single lineup if possible. Love Giannis Antetokounmpo in this one. Look for him to put up at least, I'm calling it 70 DraftKings points in this one. Love Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is my lock of the night. And that is all from me for this 10-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. If you enjoyed the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. That would be greatly appreciated. And then don't forget you can get extra access to all the tools that I've been working over on Patreon, projections, rankings, core plays, all that fun stuff. Link below down in the description. I wish you guys all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.